Welcome to Trump Wire, your trusted source for breaking headlines, global insights, and sharp analysis from around the world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. For generations, the Arctic was a place of myth and imagination, a land shrouded in mystery and legend. It was a realm where only the bravest explorers dared to venture, and where indigenous peoples carved out lives in one of the harshest environments on Earth. This vast frozen expanse at the top of the world seemed eternal, untouched by time or the ambitions of nations far to the south. But that Arctic is rapidly vanishing. Climate change is warming the region at a staggering pace, 4 times faster than the global average. Glaciers that stood for millennia are now retreating, and sea ice that once formed an impenetrable barrier is thinning and breaking apart. This great melt is not just an environmental crisis, it is a geopolitical game-changer. As the ice recedes, the Arctic is being transformed from a remote wilderness into a new arena for global competition. New shipping lanes like the legendary Northwest Passage are opening for longer periods each year, promising to slash travel times between Europe and Asia by thousands of kilometers. For global trade, this is a revolution, one that could reshape the world's economic map. Beneath the thawing permafrost lie staggering riches, an estimated 30% of the world's undiscovered natural gas and 13% of its oil. Rare earth minerals, critical for modern technology, are also believed to be hidden beneath the ice and tundra. Suddenly the world's powers are looking north with calculated ambition. The Arctic is no longer a distant afterthought, it is a strategic prize, and the race to control its future is accelerating. The quiet, frozen desert is becoming a crowded and contested space. Military patrols, research expeditions, and commercial vessels now crisscross the once desolate ice, each representing a different nation's interests. The post-Cold War dream of a peaceful, demilitarized North has evaporated. Old rivalries are resurfacing, and new tensions are emerging as countries jostle for influence and control. Russia and China are aggressively staking their claims. Russia is rebuilding and expanding its network of military bases, deploying advanced weaponry and icebreakers to assert dominance. China, meanwhile, presents itself as a near-Arctic state, using scientific research as a strategic veil for its growing ambitions in the region. For Canada, this new reality is an urgent wake-up call. The country must now grapple with the fact that its northern frontier is no longer isolated from global power struggles. As a nation with one of the world's longest Arctic coastlines, Canada finds itself on the front lines of this emerging confrontation. Its sovereignty, resources, and way of life in the north are all at stake. The security of its northern territory is now under direct threat. Canada must invest in new technologies, strengthen its military presence, and work with allies to protect its interests. The question is no longer theoretical. Canada must confront a stark new reality. How does it defend its sovereignty and secure its future in a rapidly changing Arctic, where the next great power struggle may already be underway? In December 2024, Canada unveiled a sweeping new Arctic security policy, signaling a major transformation in how the nation views and protects its northern frontier. This doctrine is not just a policy update, it's a comprehensive rethinking of Canada's role in the Arctic, reflecting the rapidly changing geopolitical landscape and the urgent need to safeguard national interests in a region growing ever more contested. The new approach redefines Canada's relationship with the North, emphasizing both the immense opportunities and the serious risks that come with increased global attention on the Arctic. For years, the focus was on international cooperation and peaceful scientific collaboration. But Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022 shattered this framework, exposing vulnerabilities and forcing Canada to confront a new era of uncertainty and competition. The new policy openly acknowledges this harsh reality, identifying Russia and China as the primary threats to Arctic stability. Both nations have dramatically increased their military presence and activities in the region, raising the stakes for Canada and its allies. This marks a significant shift in priorities. Canada is now focused on defending its sovereignty, deterring aggression, and ensuring that its northern borders remain secure against any potential incursion or provocation. The doctrine is built on the principle of active defense. Canada will no longer be content with a passive presence. Instead, it will project its authority, enforce its laws, and maintain a visible, capable force throughout the Arctic year-round. Achieving this vision requires massive investment, not only in advanced military capabilities and infrastructure, but also in the deeper integration and partnership with indigenous communities, whose knowledge and presence are vital to Arctic security. The strategic pivot is a direct response to Russia's increasingly assertive behavior in the Arctic, including its naval expansion, missile testing, and efforts to control key shipping routes and resources. Canada has realized it can no longer afford to be a passive observer in its own backyard. The stakes are simply too high and the risks too great to leave the Arctic unguarded. In this new era, peace in the Arctic is not something that can be taken for granted. It must be actively secured, vigilantly defended, and constantly reinforced by Canadian resolve and presence. At the heart of Canada's new Arctic doctrine is a renewed and unwavering commitment to strengthening its military presence in the North. As climate change opens up new shipping routes and increases international interest in the region, Canada recognizes the urgent need to protect its vast Arctic territory and assert its sovereignty. This means not only upgrading its military capabilities, but also ensuring that Canadian forces are well prepared to operate in some of the harshest and most remote environments on Earth. Specialized training, new equipment, and enhanced mobility are all part of this comprehensive approach. A $3.6 billion investment will modernize NORAD, replacing outdated Cold War-era radar with advanced detection systems designed to spot threats over the vast Arctic expanse. This upgrade will significantly improve early warning capabilities and strengthen continental defense. Canada is also investing heavily in its naval fleet, acquiring new Arctic patrol ships and powerful icebreakers specifically built to navigate and operate in the challenging polar environment. These vessels will help maintain a year-round presence and support search and rescue missions. The strategy includes the deployment of advanced submarines capable of under-ice operations, providing a critical deterrent against potential adversaries, and ensuring Canada can monitor activity beneath the frozen surface. Air power is also crucial to the plan, with increased deployment of fighter jets and surveillance drones to northern bases. These assets will enhance Canada's ability to patrol its airspace, respond quickly to incidents, and gather vital intelligence across the Arctic. To sustain these operations, Canada is investing in robust logistics and infrastructure, including new bases, supply depots, and transportation networks. This will ensure that personnel and equipment can be rapidly deployed and maintained, even in extreme conditions. Through these efforts, Canada is sending a clear message to the world. Its claim to Arctic sovereignty is not just a statement but a reality it is fully prepared to defend, now and into the future. To understand Canada's strategy, one must grasp Russia's Arctic ambitions. Russia aims to control the northern sea route, challenging international law. It has modernized military bases, creating an Arctic fortress with advanced defenses. Canada's policy counters this, investing in icebreakers and submarines to challenge Russia's dominance. A robust Canadian naval presence asserts international law and freedom of navigation. NORAD's upgraded systems counter Russia's missile and aircraft threats. Canada's diplomatic efforts build a coalition of nations isolating Russia. By strengthening defenses and alliances, Canada raises the cost of Russian aggression. Canada knows it cannot secure the Arctic alone. A central pillar of its doctrine is expanding alliances, especially with the United States. The modernization of NORAD exemplifies deepened cooperation. Beyond air defense, joint naval exercises and intelligence sharing ensure a united front. NATO, with Finland and Sweden, brings Arctic expertise and capabilities. Canada deepens ties with Nordic nations, creating a powerful northern flank. Across the Pacific, Canada strengthens ties with Japan and South Korea. This web of alliances presents a credible deterrent and builds international consensus. Canada recognizes Indigenous peoples as central partners in Arctic defense. The new policy integrates traditional knowledge into the national security framework. The Canadian Rangers, mostly Indigenous, are empowered as a critical defense line. Their role in surveillance and intelligence gathering is expanded. Collaboration with Inuit organizations enhances maritime and environmental monitoring. This approach respects Indigenous rights and strengthens security. By empowering Indigenous communities, Canada builds a more effective and inclusive Arctic defense. Canada's Arctic strategy faces formidable challenges. The Arctic's harsh environment and sparse population are major obstacles. Building necessary infrastructure requires sustained investment. The region lacks deep water ports and adequate airstrips. Environmental concerns add complexity, with risks of pollution and ecosystem disruption. Canada must balance military presence with environmental stewardship. Despite hurdles, the strategy marks a proactive approach to northern security. It aims to shape the Arctic as a stable, rules-based region. Canada asserts its role as a key Arctic power, protecting its sovereignty and future.